Welcome back to Straight Talk. Mike, during the break we were talking about the issue of the security doors at the Mohawk Council, and you said you were actually going to take the side of the council on this. You couldn't explain.
Well, I just said that I probably would take their side when it comes to the security of that building or any other building. 18 years in policing is kind of hard for me to dismiss. But I've seen a lot of things, a lot of years at the Mohawk Council, local and non-locals, and you know what, as much as I can debate whether it should be there or whether that should be, I think that there's safety measures that they need to take. You know, and no public building, I don't think a public building in this day and age should have open access to anybody to walk around in. There's too many things going on, too much politics going on, there's too many hate issues going on, there's a lot of things going on, there's too many. Some people are doing things that they shouldn't be doing also, and with that brings people that you don't want there. And it's just the security and the safety of the others.
It's completely understandable, and I agree with you as well, but can they do it for less than $26,000?
You know what? When it comes to safety and security, that's cheap.
Well,
I'm serious.
okay,
it is. It's cheap because
that's just one door so far, though, right?
No, it's two. It's two doors that take both wings away. It doesn't change the fact that they can.
One that goes all the way around. All right.
One of the points that was made.
It doesn't change the fact.
One of the points that was made in the debate is that Sakta already has this feature in place.
You know what, regardless though, I mean, like I said, a public building or anything, I think that there should be safety. But also, with the doors being closed like that, it's also an extra measure for fire.
Okay, but wait, I'm sorry.
I mean, there's a lot of issues when it comes to having those types of doors. You can only access the main part of the building, the OCC and everything else on the other side. You can't get through that door anyway unless you're an employee. You can't go through the main. Okay. Anyway, I'm just saying that security and safety for everybody, regardless of it, you know.
So that's really been both sides of the issue, and somewhere in there were three. Right on.
Done deal.
Done deal.
Let's move on.
The other thing that came up in the last little while, a very interesting proposal by a community member, and I think it's the first law that was initiated solely by a community member. The name is
Agunheze White.
Agunheze White. Okay.
He's a very brave young man for submitting this law.
Submitted a law. Well, in this community, which would basically the distribution and sale of any and all cigarettes in Kahnawake territory hereby be deemed illegal. Mass production of any tobacco that is not strictly for personal use, such as medicinal, be deemed illegal. And of course, this is, you know.
That's probably according to the. According to Quebec's laws.
but there's an example. Go back earlier to our earlier discussion about unenforceable laws. Even if young Mr. White's law was to meet with community approval through the community decision-making process, and the Mohawk Council drafted a law outlawing tobacco in the community and the manufacture thereof, it would be unenforceable.
Yeah, but you know, it's bold, and you have to give him credit. Unfortunately, that'll never happen. There's the tobacco industry.
I don't know if it would never happen.
I don't think you know why.
We're just not ready for it.
I don't think it'll ever happen because of the reason is that tobacco and cigarettes and the sale of that in this community drives this community right now.
But you know
a large portion, for sure.
But you know where it will go though, Mike, is that and I think reading the article that was in the Eastern Door. Louis Stacy's comments in the Eastern Door is that it's going to lead at least to the move towards regulation again.
But and then we get right back into
another undying
we get right back into the same thing about what's the law? Is it who's going to enforce the law? How are you going to deal with that law? We're going to be back. It doesn't matter what you put on paper. It's not going to happen. I'm telling you, I've sat in a lot of meetings over the years in regards to this tobacco issue and meetings, and I sat on that board, the KTA board for a while, and you know, as much as it's a pipe dream. you know, for regulations and for everybody to accept those regulations. People don't even accept them now that are in the industry, and the industry has been divided from day one, and it's not going to come together because there's too much money involved in it and there's too many players. You're not going to do it. It's going to be a worse situation than the alcohol situation, and you know.
But people can, you know, and I think him submitting this proposal on his part, there's obviously a fraction of this community that this will touch home, you know, reach a certain members, if you will, of this community that feel this way because there is a lot of divisions again when it comes to tobacco. So some people do feel this way, that it should just be, you know, regulated to some point. Should it be regulated to the point where it is illegal? I don't know. I tend to agree.
So,
but the message here is that it may
prohibitions don't work.
not be welcome.
I mean, they don't. Do they, Mike?
Yeah, you know,
not at all.
Has there been a prohibition in a long time too? Like,
Well, look at the alcohol
Ever
prohibition
here?
didn't work out there. Well, to the degree
what happens
that
in Canada is not
No,
what's
no,
going to happen in
look at,
Kahnawake,
you
that's
want
for
to guess
sure.
there was a prohibition in force in Kahnawake at one time. And
From
it was
the
called,
ABC law?
No, just in general. Okay, alcohol was not allowed
Maybe 40
in
or 50 years
Kahnawake
ago.
in any premises, okay? That was a law under the Indian Act, okay? Now that changed, okay? But you could never have an
Well, even
establishment
before
at
it was
one time.
even before there was an actual law that you couldn't have or serve alcohol or sell alcohol other than in one of the clubs.
That came
and the
later.
four clubs were
the first one
and the four
was
clubs
the
were
Legion,
named.
and then
Yeah.
and then it developed into other, and that was the
Three
loophole.
clubs. Yeah.
Social
Alright.
clubs.
So the social it was
See where this goes.
and then it
Is
was
this going to go through the community development?
No, it
Decision
will.
making?
It will.
It-
As
and it'll be discussed in there?
the
Okay.
releases, it will go through the community decision-making process.
In other news,
In other news,
the
last but
bridge
not
is
least.
finally open.
Ah,
We were coming back from the movies last night, and it was there. They were in the process of doing the work to open the bridge. Hallelujah.
hallelujah, I agree with that. Then they also came in 1 month before their deadline. Way to go.
Mohawk workers.
Mohawk workers, yeah. So right now, Mohawk TV was there. Our very own Jessica and Travis Norton traveled to the press conference that was held this week. So we're going to take a look at that story. But first, we're going to say our goodbyes because that about wraps up our program. Thanks for watching and staying with us. We always, you know, like your support, Kahnawake. And if you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to contact us at 632-6397 or mohawktv@hotmail.com. And our panelists, thank you for
Ana Giwani.
Anna.
Ana.
I always say, can you imagine what great things we could build together if we decided to respect each other?
The success of this ramp number 3 was communication. And all together, I think we did something very good. And next time, we're going to see you guys in June for the ramp number 2, the opening of ramp number 2. Thanks a lot.
For me, today is about pride, not only Native and Kahnawake pride, but a lot of people talked already about the partnerships, the collaboration that are necessary to take on a project of this size. We've had problems, we've had issues, as every project, every bridge, and every type of construction management team has in the past, along with the local government and outside governments. But today, to me, the only word that comes out is pride. I'm extremely proud of the workers who have performed the job to be able to open this ramp today. This is number 2, 1 more to go. I wish everybody safety in the next phase of this, in the 3rd ramp. And again, it's collaboration that makes this possible. There was never a doubt in any of our minds of the possibilities and the abilities of the people that work and live in this community, whether they be iron workers, carpenters, laborers, or any other force that's worked on this bridge to date. And I'm sure and secure in saying that this same thing will happen for the last phase of the first part of this bridge project, and hopefully through the construction all the way to the other side of the St. Lawrence Seaway. Now, thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.